Do I like this game now? I mean, look at the garden I made. I think I do, though. I grew these trees. I don't know. I think this game grows on you? Pun intended? Welcome in. This is game number 26 in the Steam Backlog Challenge. It's called Wildmender. It's by a studio called Mucho Games, and it is one of those games that starts off in a position that you are thinking it's not so enjoyable, but actually it ramps up, and you find that there's a lot to like here. So let's get into it. All right, one of the things that stands out to you about this game immediately is the quality of the audio. The sound in this game is really well done. It doesn't have any voiceover lines, so I always detract a point from that. So when it comes to like how I would grade this, I would grade it essentially a 4 out of 5. I mean, the score is really beautiful. It draws you in. I like the little noises they gave to the spirit sort of guide over there, and I like all the little UI sounds, and even the actions of the Foley, right? The actions of picking things up and moving them around. The sound is really good, so that immediately kind of draws you in. Here you can see in the beginning, it doesn't seem like there's a lot to do. You seem like you're kind of stuck in this one little farming area, and that kind of seems a bit limiting, and because it's in a desert, the rest of the biome that you load into, it just seems very bland. But you'll see later on that you do get some missions that cause you to leave, and you start exploring the different kind of biomes. I believe there's 5 distinct biomes, and you get to revitalize these places too, so they evolve over time. And your garden, as you saw from the beginning of the video, the garden is beautiful. You can make a big, beautiful garden. The little tasks that you get in the beginning, they seem kind of, run-of-the-mill. They're not very special. They're not super engaging. The objective does kind of fall on its face, and the story doesn't seem so unique, kind of wake up from a dream, you're the chosen one, but you don't know that you're the chosen one kind of story. But I would say honestly though, when you do get into the groove and you start focusing on your garden area and that kind of thing, it's a little better than average. So the way I would maybe score this is 3.5 out of 5. This is, for me, where the game actually got fun. It's this spirit collection thing. So you have to get essence in the game. You also have to get these different points towards these different trees. There's spiritual, arcane, survival, and secret. There's also some guidance that you unlock through different activities. So this skill tree, the way to unlock it, this collection of the memories, that piece of it actually starts to ramp because you actually get a trajectory, like what is it that you want to do, and then you get this subtask list put together of, oh, okay, well, I need to go farm up more spirits, and then there's an item that you get later that lets you actually find the spirits a lot easier. And in conjunction too, you have to go and help these greater spirits solve some of their conundrums, and that helps with unlocking more abilities as well. So where you start to unlock the abilities in finding these spirits, this is where it actually gets fun. Now, it takes a while to get here, and then you're not, it's not super fast paced or anything. And so I'd say in the terms of fun, how I would score this is actually like 3.5 out of 5. Yeah, as you can see here, we finally take on one of the objectives. This isn't quite a boss fight, but it is, sort of like a mini boss. And these little zones you have to clear out for certain objectives to remove barriers and some other things. And this is, again, this sort of added to the layer of fun. The scroll that I just picked up there, that's cool too. That's a way to unlock some of those memory points or skill points. So that's just another way to work towards your objectives, which I think is cool. I like having different ways to achieve the same thing. So I like that they had that in the game. But again, man, it's just really cool to see, like, you get out here, you're in this area, you have to revitalize this. It's so barren. There's bones sticking out of the ground. There's these crystals, this corruption that you have to clear. And, eventually, yeah, you can actually come back to this place and revitalize it, like make it look new again, right? So I just really enjoyed that. And because there's a lot more of this to do, I would say the replay value of this game is still actually pretty high. The likelihood that I'm going to come back and actually like play this to fruition and completion is pretty high. So the way I would score it in this challenge is 4 out of 5. So, Wildmender, this one surprised me. I did not think that I was going to like this. I thought that, just sort of based on the styling of it and the initial start of the game, I really thought that this was going to be more or less a bad time. Like this was just some independent studio partner project. I mean, because it did have, I think, Rainforest Alliance or somebody on it to help fund the project. So I thought, oh, this is going to be one of those like educational or community movement style projects where it's really just to get out awareness or something like this. But it didn't have the trappings of that. It didn't have, oh, hey, or make sure you reinforce this message and there's this thing that follows you around and, is basically like a museum exhibit, where you're walking around in a game and then you have this narrator giving you, oh, hey, did you know that, the oxygen levels in the rainforest are so low because of, like none of that was happening. Obviously, the whole point of the game is to restore the environment. So, take from that what you will. But the focus of you and your character was, really enjoyable once you got into it. It's kind of the reverse of most games, where most games ease you into the experience and then it starts to get too difficult or too convoluted later. That wasn't the case here. It was kind of the opposite, where, I mean, you're starting out and it's tough to survive in this space. There's, no water. There's a little bit of water, let's say that. There's not a lot of food. You're having to try to figure that part out. And being out in the desert is really tough. It's really challenging. And so you have to constantly return back to your base and you don't feel like you're getting a lot done. Moving around is really slow. But as you slowly open up into the game and you solve for those struggles and you start to figure out what it is you need to do and what your objectives are, I found that this was really fun. So on to the ceremony. We did play this for the 7 hours. I cut myself off. I actually wanted to play it for longer because I had a lot more to do. But I decided, okay, per the challenge, I don't want to do Kern again where I play for 11 and some odd hours. We're going to cut ourselves off. So we got to play time on this of 7. So we're going to go ahead and uninstall. And I'm actually going to move this to always tomorrow. I have a good feeling I'll come back and actually finish this game on a full playthrough. So unlike some of the games in this series so far that I've gotten on a Steam sale, I've actually paid over $10. Most of the other games have been, single digit purchase cost of, $3, $5, $8, something like this. But this is one of the rare occasions I would say that I ended up paying, half the cost of the offering, the MSRP, of about $12.50 or so. So after the tax, turned out to be paid $13.49 for this. Did I get the value out of the purchase at $13.49? When we look at the scorecard, we can see that I played for 7 hours. The purchase cost was $13.49, which broke down to $1.93 per hour in value. So we're negative 93 from our target of 1. But I plan to return to this, so I plan to get more value. I think the challenges are really engaging to me and it's inviting me back. And now that I know what to do in the game and how to progress and not where to go, it's got my attention. So yeah, I think so. And this is really surprising because this was a game I was ready to just throw away, based on judging the book by its cover, based on thinking in the context of this is just some indie game sponsored by an ecological organization, some research organization. I didn't think this was going to yield any fruit, funny enough. So very surprising, worth the value, in my opinion. If you want to buy, and this is really good time to get in, if you want to buy a Wildmender today, they currently have it on sale. So really good. You can get it for less than I bought it for and pay $8.50. You can also get the deluxe edition, which I'm not told. Oh, it comes with the soundtrack. You get the deluxe edition and it comes with the soundtrack, which honestly, I'm probably going to go ahead and pick that up. Also, you can get some cosmetics for $1.79 a piece. So it's a really good value on this. And I would recommend if you were to buy it, even if you wanted to bat around buying it at $25, based on my experience, I think you'll get the play time out of the $25. Also, it has other features like random maps. I believe there's an online mode, and then you can always tweak the difficulties for a lot of these, new modern survival games. You can always sort of change the server settings, if you will. So, yeah, I would recommend you buy this game at that value. I'm actually going to go ahead and buy the soundtrack because I really liked it. So that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for tagging along. Much appreciated. And this is me, Mucho, signing out.